Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are currently above fair value, being led higher by the NASDAQ. We do have one major economic number coming out this morning, and that's at 10 a.m. That's the JOLTS job openings for December. Now, with the stock index futures trading higher, we also have gold and crude oil also moving up on Tuesday morning. One stock in the news this morning, that's Palantir. It's out with earnings. It's trading up in the channel at the moment. Of course, that number is going to be different when you look at it. We need to close on Tuesday above $166.34 to give us a new buy signal for Palantir. Now, what worked on Monday? Well, it was actually the transports were the big winners, followed by pharmaceuticals and semiconductors. In the Canadian market, it was Canadian banks that traded up, not enough to give us a new buy signal, but certainly up to the upper channel line. And it was cryptos were the big losers on the day. There's the CoinDeck crypto ETF down over 8% on Monday, continuing the trend that started a couple of weeks ago. Now, the VIX has not settled down. We still have the VIX on a buy signal for the S&P, the NASDAQ, and for the Russell. And so you can see that options traders are still keeping the cards close to their chests, still worried about the future of the stock market. We would hope that the VIX would trend lower, and that would give us more confidence in the stock market moving and making higher highs. Now, last week we talked about the S&P 500 cash index hitting the 7,000 level. It was up yesterday. It traded up to Thursday's high, and we were looking for a breakout of that range. It looks like it may want to do that at the open on Tuesday morning. Above 7,000 is 7,031.25 is our next target to the upside if we can start trading above 7,000. What worked yesterday on the S&P 500? Well, SanDisk put in an inside day. It ended the day up over 15%. Big up day for Carnival Cruises, trading up to the previous high. Then we had Western Digital having an inside day. And then looking at Norwegian Cruise Lines, they were up over 7% on the day. So that particular stock's on its third day of a buy signal, seeing if it can retest the January highs. What didn't work? Robinhood was the big loser on the day, down over 9% on Monday, gapping lower. So that trend's been going on for a couple of weeks now. And then Disney generated a buy signal on Friday, came into Monday gapping lower. And so here we are back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Looking at the NASDAQ 100, we were looking to see if we could break out of Thursday's range. So far, we have not been able to do that. You can see that we're holding the 617.19 level. And if that breaks, you can see the next target below that. That would take us down to the January lows. So far in the pre-market this morning, of course, we're heading up to the towards the 632.81 level. We'll have to see if we can take that out once again. Otherwise, it looks like the NASDAQ may have put in a double top. What worked on the NASDAQ yesterday? Western Digital had an inside day, up nearly 8%. Then Old Dominion Freight was up just under 7.5% on the day. And then we had Seagate with an inside day up over 6%. We also had Micron also having an inside day. So a lot of the chip stocks having inside days on Monday. What didn't work? MicroStrategy was down over 6% on the day, making for a new closing low for this move. Then we had Axon down nearly 5%, and we had IDEX down 4.6% on the day, gapping lower and taking us back to levels we haven't seen since last October. Now, looking at the Canadian market, starting off with the iShares for the TSX 60, we had a nice recovery yesterday, but it's just an inside day, so a day of indecision for the Canadian market, holding the 46.88 level. If we take out Friday's low, then look for a move down to 45.31. What worked on the TSX 60? Well, Circle K was the big winner, trading up to the upper channel line, but not closing above it. We had CIBC coming in on a buy signal here. It took out the recent highs. And we're still trying to break out above 130. We got as high as 129.78 yesterday. And if we can take out the 130, then 131.25 comes into play. Gildan Activewear is back on a buy signal as of Monday's close. Tourmaline, unfortunately, is back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Moving from the TSX 60 to the TSX Composite, we had an inside day yesterday. What worked? Well, Aritzia is the big winner, trading up to the lower channel line. 5N is on a winning streak over the last couple of days, shooting higher, making a new high on Monday. TFI is also on the winners list, and it is currently back on a buy signal as of Monday's close. What didn't work? Well, Eldorado Gold was the big loser, gapping lower yesterday, followed by Energy Fuels, back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Looking at the commodity ETFs traded in New York, we had the USO trade back into the channel yesterday. We are currently trading higher in the pre-market this morning. Gasoline is back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Then looking at natural gas, looks like we put in a double top and then crashed yesterday, down nearly 25% on the day. And of course, natural gas is probably the most volatile thing you can trade. If you were long natural gas, I hope you took some money off the table along the way and are not sitting there with a complete position coming into Tuesday. Copper is on a sell signal right now, joining gold. Palladium, platinum, and silver all still on sell signals, so no change in trend there for any of the metals on Tuesday. Looking at the world of Bitcoin and Ethereum, both making lower lows on Monday. And of course, the bear ETFs for Bitcoin made higher highs for this particular move. And there's Bitcoin, the bear Bitcoin ETF traded in New York, trading above $25 and closing just above it. So if you had an order in at $25, congratulations, it got filled on Monday. Okay, folks, that's all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like the market wants to do a little buying in the tech sector on Tuesday morning. And there's a lot of people covering their shorts coming into Tuesday, and that's putting a bid in to the metals and crude oil coming into Tuesday's trading action. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Wednesday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theyuptrend.com.